Welcome back to Livin on Pacific Time Show. This is segment 2. Now I'm going to turn it over to Moreye, my wonderful cousin from Scotland. Good evening. My name is Moreye McPherson, and I'm your host for doing the Living on Pacific Time Show's movie segment, and music, and whatever else happens to come up. I'm World Traveler, yeah! I don't know why I'm doing it like that, really, I don't know why. But, anyway, I went to see 2 movies this week. 2, yes! I'm loving it in America. But, I went to see Quantum of Solace, James Bond. Now, I come from a country where James Bond, there's only one. There is only one James Bond, and that is Sean Connery. Daniel Craig is nice. He's nice. He's handsome, but there was no wit in the movie, and there was no gadgets. 2 things that I particularly like in a James Bond movie, so I was a little disappointed. But this happens to be the first movie I've ever seen with Daniel Craig. I haven't been able to get. I've been out of the country, and I'm just getting back to where I can watch the movies again. And so I just now caught Daniel Craig as being James Bond, and it was a little disappointing. But really, I understand why they do it, really, because the guy is a wonderful actor, as far as I can tell. But the story is what I got the problem with. It didn't give him any way in the world of doing, having some sort of, I don't know how you say it. It's more like, having a bit of wit, just a little. Being funny, okay? Had no class. He was just there beating up a guy. And then another guy would come and he'd beat him up too. And, it's the whole thing was nothing but action-packed. Which I did make the mistake of sitting too close to the front. I'm afraid I did. I like to sit close to the front. And it worked on the other movie I'm going to talk about. But in this movie, there's so much action. There's so much action. Everything is a blur. A big, huge, big blur. Nothing but a blur. So, it was terrible. But the movie itself, the plot and everything else, it was okay. It was okay. But there's only one James Bond. There's only one. That's Sean Connery. So, if they ever want to bring Sean Connery back as James Bond, I would love to be a Bond girl. But they probably wouldn't hire me, because I'm not exactly a supermodel. But that's the way it goes. Anyway, that was that one. Madagascar 2. Now, I liked the movie. Okay, I did like the movie. I liked Quantum of Solace too. But, those 2 are kind of very different. Very different movies. You've got the one that's, this part of a series of older shows that you kind of got the feel of the first one, and you're like, I don't know if this one kind of lives up to it. And then you've got the theme song that just sort of gets replayed and replayed and replayed until you're driving yourselves nuts. And then you've got Madagascar 2. So it's kind of one of those things that you're not quite sure what you're watching. Alright, Madagascar 2 is, I watched it before I watched Quantum of Solace, and I really liked Madagascar 2, but there's a reason. I really liked, in the first one, I liked the song, If you saw the first one, you know what I'm doing. Okay, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But In Madagascar 2, they take that song and they keep replaying it over and over and over until you're driving yourself nuts. It's like, alright, I got the point. We like to move it. That's fine. Could we do something else now? So, if you like the theme song, that's great. You'll love the movie. If you don't like the theme song, you're gonna get annoyed, unfortunately. But they were great movies. I would recommend them, but they're sort of in between. They're very in between. If you like action, go to Quantum of Solace, but sit in the back, because if you sit too close, it's blurry. Madagascar 2, you can sit up close. In fact, I sat closer when I went to see it. So you can sit closer because it's not quite as blurry. So, in fact, it's very clear. In fact, I would recommend it for when you're watching the lemur, because there's a point where he's drunk. There's a drunk lemur in Madagascar 2. I don't know what he's doing there, but he's drunk. It's all get out. But he's really cute. He's very cute. And Daniel Craig was cute, but halfway through the movie I was going, would somebody get this guy a clean shirt? I'm not kidding. He's like scratched up and, doing, yeah. I mean, he gets in a fight with this guy, then gets in a fight with this one. By the time the movie's, getting close to being over, you're going, somebody get this guy a shirt. A clean shirt. A t-shirt even. Anything. He's got blood stains all over him. Scratches, and it's like, look, somebody get this guy a washcloth, washcloth, something like that. Anything to clean up, because he's attractive, but not that much, not when he's covered in blood. Okay? And, I'm not giving away any plot here. I mean, it's a James Bond film. He's going to get beat up. He's going to beat somebody else up. That's the way it goes. But, I'm just a little, get the guy a shirt. Something. Find him a shirt. There's only one time in the whole film he actually cleans himself up and then goes out. Sean Connery, every time he'd do a James Bond film, he'd walk out, of whatever they had him entrapped in, and he'd, be in his three-piece suit, and he'd be, very good. I mean, he'd be very clean and everything else. But no, they don't do that anymore. Don't know why. Just clean the guy up. That's all I ask. Give him a good shirt. At least they did by the end. By the end, they did give him a clean suit. They cleaned him up by the end. But in between, he gets grungy. So anyway, that's my movie review for this week. And have yourselves a good day and a good holiday, because I hear that you're going to have a Thanksgiving. Yes, I don't know anything about it, but have yourselves some good food and good company. Good night. That's Moreye. We're going to have another break, which I guess you guys would call another segment later on, where I'm going to talk about something that's very close to me. I know a lot of you have heard this before, but the ones on YouTube have not heard this before, so I'm going to do a little segment on what influences me, why I'm doing this. And I'll try not to cry or do anything embarrassing, but that's the way it goes. So, we're going to have that, and then we're going to wrap the show up. And maybe that will wrap the show up. I don't know. But stick around and come on back, because we'll be right here.